Hey everyone, welcome back to the Empire Build Academy. My name's Fabian, and today I'm looking at what generals would you add to Evony in 2025, and I've come up with 10 of my own that I think will be awesome in the game. Let's have a look. So welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at some of the generals that I thought would look really good in the game. I'm sure there's many others that you could also think of and add, and it would be awesome to hear in the comments exactly who you would add and what kind of skills you would give them. But it's just a bit of fun. Let's get straight in with number one, and the first one I've got is Charles Darwin, who was born on the 12th of February 1809. He died on the 19th of April 1882. He was born in Shrewsbury, Shropshire, in England, and he was an English naturalist, geologist and biologist, widely known for his contributions to evolutionary biology. His proposition that all species of life have descended from a common ancestor is now generally accepted and considered a fundamental scientific concept. I also have paired him with Alfred Russel Wallace, Charles Lyell and J.D. Hooker, who were very good friends with Charles, and his special skill, I've put a famous quote, "My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts." And because of that, I thought he would make an excellent research factory officer and reduces the enemy troop attack and defence by 30% when he is. So moving on to the second one, and this is Amelia Earhart, and she was born on the 24th of July 1897, and sadly she disappeared on the 2nd of July 1937. And her birthplace was in Atchison, Kansas in the United States. And she was an American aviation pioneer. On July the 2nd, 1937, she disappeared over the Pacific Ocean while attempting to become the first female pilot to circumnavigate the world. During her life, Earhart embraced celebrity culture and women's rights, and since her disappearance she has become a global cultural figure. She was the first female pilot to fly solo non-stop across the Atlantic Ocean and also set many other records. And she is best paired with Eleanor Roosevelt, Fred Noonan and George P. Putnam, who were very good and close associates to Amelia. Special skill, we've got another quote, and this was from Amelia. "Women, like men, should try to do the impossible, and when they fail, their failure should be a challenge to others." And what a brilliant quote that is. And because of this, I put her as the pasture officer, which would increase troop attack and HP by 40% when she is. So you're kind of getting the idea of what I'm doing now. It would be really good in the comments to hear who you would actually add to Evony if you had the choice. What generals would you add? And also what skills, what buildings would they be in charge of? Let's move on to our next one. And this is Aristotle, who was born 384 BC and died 322 BC. His birthplace was Stagira, Chalcidian League, and he was an ancient Greek philosopher and polymath. His writings cover a broad range of subjects spanning the natural sciences, philosophy, linguistics, economics, politics and psychology, as well as the arts. As the founder of the Peripatetic School of Philosophy in the Lyceum in Athens, he began the wider Aristotelian tradition that followed, which set the groundwork for the development of modern science we see today. And he is best paired with Plato, Theophrastus, Strato of Lampsacus, and a quote famous from him was, "You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honour." And because of this, I have added him as the keep officer, which would increase troop attack, defence and HP, all by 30%. Moving on to the next one, we've got Emmeline Pankhurst. She was born on the 15th of July 1858 and died on the 14th of June 1928. She was born in Moss Side, Manchester in England, and she was a British political activist who organised the British suffragette movement and helped women to win in 1918 the right to vote in Great Britain and in Ireland. And in 1999, Time named her as one of the 100 most important people of the 20th century, stating that she shaped an idea of objects for our time and shook society into a new pattern from which there could be no going back, which is incredible. She was very good friends with the following, which was Keir Hardie, Annie Kenney and Ethel Smith, so that's who she would be best paired with. And a quote from her is, "Trust in God, she will provide." And I thought that would make a perfect Holy Palace officer, which would increase troop HP and defence by 40% when she is. The next one is a controversial one because it's Adolf Hitler, and I thought I'd put a villain in there as well. Adolf Hitler was born on the 20th of April 1889 and he died on the 30th of April 1945. He was born in Brno am Inn in Austria/Hungary, and he was an Austrian-born German politician who was the dictator of Nazi Germany from 1933 until his suicide in 1945. He rose to power as the leader of the Nazi Party, becoming the Chancellor in 1933 and taking the title of Führer and Reichskanzler, if I said that right, in 1934. His invasion of Poland on the 1st of September 1939 marked the start of the Second World War. And he is best paired with Albert Speer, Martin Bormann, and Hermann Göring. And one of his quotes was, "Strength lies not in defence, but in attack." And because of that, I've added him as the workshop officer, increases troop attack by 40% when he is. Next one. Very, very clever man indeed, and it is the legendary Albert Einstein, who was born on the 14th of March 1879 and died on the 18th of April 1955. He was born in Ulm, in the Kingdom of Württemberg, and he was a German-born theoretical physicist who is best known for developing the theory of relativity. Einstein also made important contributions to quantum mechanics, and his mass-energy equivalence formula, E equals mc squared, which arises from special relativity, has been called the world's most famous equation. What an incredible feat and what an incredible man he was. And he's best paired with Michel Besso, Marcel Grossman, and J.R. Oppenheimer. Special skill, quote from the great man himself, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning." And because of that, he sounds like someone who would be an excellent military academy officer who would increase troop attack and HP by 40%. Moving closer to home for me on the next one, and that is William Shakespeare. I'm from the Midlands in England, and this guy was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, which I don't think is too far away from now. He was born on the 23rd of April, 1564, and he died on the 23rd of April, his birthday, sadly, on 1616. He was an English playwright, poet, and actor, and he's widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He's often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon, or simply the Bard. And for this guy, I've put he would be best with Richard Burbage, Anne Hathaway, or John Hemminges. And his special skill, famous quote from the man, is "Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none," which is a great quote. Reduces enemy siege attack by 30% and ranged troop attack by 10% when he is a classic sub-city general. So again, now we're a few in there. I've only got a couple left to do. Really, really would like you to all have a really good think about who you would have in there. And I don't mind if it's celebrities or if it's a historical figure. Anything that you think would make a brilliant Evony general. Give me your ideas, and I might even do something like this again in the future if people do enjoy this kind of content. So moving on to our next one, which is Florence Nightingale, who was born on the 12th of May 1820 and died on the 13th of August 1910. And she was born in Florence, Grand Duchy of Tuscany, and she was an English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing. Nightingale came to prominence while serving as a manager and trainer of nurses during the Crimean War, in which she organised care for wounded soldiers at Constantinople, which sounds just like the perfect Evony general with our BOC that we have. And she's best paired with Sidney Herbert, Mary Clare Moore, and the Bracebridges. And a famous quote from one of the most famous women in history is, "Wise and humane management of the patients is the best safeguard against infection." And I couldn't put her as anything else other than the hospital officer who would increase troop HP by 30% when she is that. We've got two left, and the next one is Julius Caesar. He was born on the 12th of July 100 BC and he died on the 15th of March 44 BC, and he was born in Suburra in Rome. And he was a Roman general and statesman. He was a member of the first triumvirate, if I said that correct, probably haven't. Caesar led the Roman armies in the Gallic Wars before defeating his political rival Pompey in a civil war, and subsequently became dictator from 49 BC until his assassination 5 years later. And he is best paired with Antony, Brutus, and Pompey the Great. And a famous quote from him is, "I came, I saw, I conquered." And I've given him some really big buffs actually. Add 60% ranged HP and defense and 50% ranged and siege attack when general is leading the army. Now I'm looking at that and I've realised I've gone a lot bigger than I have on the others, and this would be one of those where everyone will try to get as many copies of him as possible to ascend him to all 5 stars. And the last one for this one is Marie Curie, who was born on the 7th of November 1867. She died on the 4th of July 1934, and she was born in Poland, in Warsaw, and she is known simply as the Polish and naturalised French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radio activity. She is best paired with Albert Einstein, who she was good friends with, Hertha Ayrton and Pierre Curie, and her famous quote is, "I am among those who think that science has great beauty." And for me, and I think she'd make a perfect Academy officer who would add 20% troop attack when she is. So this was just something a little bit different to the norm, and I hope you enjoyed it. Do give me some feedback as to what you thought of this particular video, and also do let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to see, and that can be anything as long as it's based around the game Evony. What do you want to see? What would you like to learn? Give me the ideas in there and I can certainly have a look at that over the next few weeks. Don't forget also that we've got the empirebuildacademy.com website where I've got all my stuff on there that you can go and check out, and that's a very good representation of me from an AI image. Not forgetting the Tiba forum. I'm still talking about it. I'm still determined that I will get this up and running for us all to start learning from each other. So do get involved with that. Simple sign up, no cost. Get involved. It would be great to see you doing that. So that brings me to the end of this video. I really do genuinely hope you enjoyed it. I am going to be reading all the feedback on this and to decide what we do when going forward. But I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.